Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is SewRena, and in today's video we're going to be making a color blocked lemon lime dress from a vintage simplicity pattern from 1955. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I also want to thank you so much for helping me reach 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I truly appreciate it. So if you enjoy this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as leave a comment below, and let's get into the video. I truly hope you enjoy. See you in the next one. Before I get into sewing, I wanted to give you a visual overview of how the dress should look in the end. So I started with cutting out a single layer of the bodice pieces. I started with the front, and then I will flip it over and cut the green sides afterwards. This is important that you cut on a single layer, especially if you're doing gingham. Now, you don't necessarily have to match up the pattern because it is a tiny check, but if you wanted to, then I definitely recommend that you cut it individually. But also I had to cut it individually because I'm color blocking the pattern. Also, this pattern was supposed to be cut on the fold, but I had to add a 5/8 seam allowance to the back piece so that way I could get the green on the other side. This pattern originally called for a little over 4 yards, but I ended up using 2.5 yards of each color to get the proper amount for the color blocking. I ended up with enough extra that I used it to line a purse as well as make 2 masks. So it's definitely worth the extra, and I didn't want any of this to go to waste. So now I am showing you what it all looks like, the back bodice and the front bodice, and we're gonna go start seaming those pieces together. This was my first time doing a color block dress. It's usually not really my style, but I thought that lemon lime looked very fresh and the colors needed to go together, especially since I've been doing a lot of yellow this summer because it just makes me so happy. It's such a bright, beautiful, vibrant color that I wanted to add a little something to switch it up a little, and I think this green was the perfect something that I needed. Also, for this dress, you're going to need to make your own bias tape because you're going to add a bias facing to the neckline and the sleeves. So be prepared to have either a contrasting fabric, or you could very well color block the facing as well, but that would have been a bit too much. I think it would have been too busy to do that, so I decided to go with a solid white so that way I could use white accessories to go with and pull the entire look together. Now the skirt pieces. I almost messed this up because as you can see on the tippy top that the skirt is pleated on some views and gathered on others, but the opening for this dress is in the center front, so there is no side zipper like there usually is on a shirtwaist dress, and I had to cut the opening on the green side of the fabric, I think it is. So I had to cut that opening, and I wasn't sure that it was going to line up perfectly down the center to where each color was on one side instead of overlapping onto the other and making it uneven. So I almost cut that wrong because I was going to try and like fix the pattern, but I thought about it and I thought about it. I marked it and kind of like tried to mock up the opening before I cut into it, and it ended up being perfect the way that the pattern was drafted. So I did not make any changes, but I almost did. So just be very, very mindful and careful of that because the opening is off-centered, and so that's why I thought that if I were to move the opening, it would have lined up, but honestly I would have thrown it off. So always double check your openings and things like that when you're doing a color blocked piece so that everything lines up. Also, make sure to be very careful about those the waist seams, the gathers matching up with the bodice, because that can also throw off your color blocking. So now I am doing these buttonholes, and I'm using my vintage Singer Professional buttonholer to do this, like I use on all of my videos, to add these buttonholes in. And I was actually gifted some true vintage buttons. I had some sent to me, and I thought that this would be perfect for this outfit because it's so clean on the inside. I think this is really close to a true vintage construction. It has French seams, it has seam binding, Everything is really neat and clean on the inside, so I really appreciate how fresh this dress looks because of the colors, and how neat it looks because of the construction as well. So here I am just sewing on those buttons and putting on all the finishing touches for this dress. I also had to put on some sew-in snaps and a hook and eye closure at the waist to hold that large pleat open. I'm going to show you a clip of those closures further on into the video. Don't forget to fray check your buttonholes to keep them neat. I do both the front and the back, and I let them dry before I cut them open. And those markings were made with my Dritz Invisible water soluble marker. I get this from like Walmart or Joann's. It's pretty inexpensive, but this one's my favorite one. I like this blue one as opposed to the purple one because it actually stays on until I wash it off, and the purple one kind of disappears if you wait too long. So that's just a tip, not sponsored or anything like that, but that's so far my favorite affordable marking tool as of right now. So now I want to show you that large pleat or placket opening. So the hook and eye goes here. I actually need to add another one to this, and the snap goes right there on the waist. You can add another snap to the placket, but I feel like it stays closed because it's so deep, and also with my belt on it. Once I add the extra hook and eye, I'll remove all those basting stitches. But here is the final look without the belt, because I actually misplaced it before taking this video. But this is it on with my petticoat underneath. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, like, comment, and share. Thank you.